Good morning, everyone. I'm driving to my son's again. This is always a good time to either talk to you or talk to God or both. I've been on the road for a few minutes, so I've talked to God first. Of course, I start off the day before I even leave talking to Him. We've still got a rapture coming, and I wish we could get enough information off of what's happening to tell you that it's, this week, next week, whatever. As I keep saying after the election, something's not right. We knew that the numbers were lopsided in favor of Trump. They knew it too, but they were lying. But a liar knows the truth. That's how they can get away with lying, because they know the truth and they hide it. So they have a plan, and this is the devil. I don't know what the plan is, but it can't be good. All we can do is keep doing what we're supposed to do. And what is that? What was the nation of Israel designed to do? They were supposed to be representatives of God on the earth. They were supposed to show what faith can do. They were supposed to show what love can do. They didn't do a very good job at it. So Jesus came down to pay the price to free us up so we can help. Anybody who believes in Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior and has the Spirit in them is now a representative. We've been adopted. We've been adopted by a loving parent. That's always a key. So our job is to show the world what it's like to be a Christian. And we know the world is getting to be bad. Yesterday there was a major attack on some Jewish, spectators. They went to a sporting event, I guess. And the Dutch were supposed to be a good place to go. And I guess it was the Netherlands. Amir Safati was talking about this morning. It's pretty much his entire conversation. So they're being attacked, and he put a picture of someone that we're familiar with who used to hide in an attic. Said the Jews are hiding in the attics again. The Dutch police did nothing. But there were so many Muslims, they really couldn't. And these Muslims are claiming to be pro-Palestinian. That's the lie. Any honest Muslim knows that the Palestinians don't amount to anything. They never have, they never will. It is their rallying cry, though, to give them an excuse to murder people. And it's a lie. It's Satan's lie. The Palestinians never had a homeland. They never will have a homeland. And it's a dangerous world out there now. I would say the Jews would be better off if they went back to Israel, but that's not safe either. So where are they going to go? The Houthis launched a ballistic missile towards a Israeli nuclear site. Of course, it was shot down. They don't have any problems attacking nuclear sites. Yet the world's up in arms when we threaten to attack Iran's, who's ultimately responsible for this. And they're getting ready to attack again. Israel needs to just realize the United States is out of help for the next 2 months, 2.5 months. And just go ahead and do what they're going to do. The United States can threaten to do whatever they want to do. They can cut off whatever they want to do. Come January 20th, anything they need will be made available. The Dems could hope that somebody eliminates Trump again. You notice that they didn't have the government involved in it. They pseudo did because they had people that were unqualified protecting him. But if somebody really wanted to assassinate him, it would have happened. So that way they've got their, quote, hands clean. But they're up to something diabolical. It's that we're not going to do anything to meet her. It takes you off guard. If you know that there's a wolf in the hen house, you're going to go out there and take care of it. But if you just see an extra lamb or a hen, I was going to do a pen full of lambs, but I thought a hen house would be better. Whatever it is, if you know there's something evil out there, you're going to go get it. If you don't, you're going to let your guard drop. And that's what they're hoping on. The only way we're going to stop the only way the violence in this world against Jews and eventually Christians is going to stop is when the Antichrist shows up. I'm not looking forward to that. His point of view, he wants the destruction of the world. And he's coming in as a lamb to do that. Instead of a wolf like he really is. Starting to approach town. Major light. I can still use some prayers on finding an RV or a place to stay, one or the other, for 3 months. Because December, January, and February, last year it was March, so hopefully it's not. This year, if it opens up on time, it will open up the 1st of March. The campground that I'm at closes for the winter. We don't have harsh winters like you do in the Northeast. But if it gets down to 30 degrees for a week, all the pipes will freeze. So they shut the park down. And I need a place to stay. I can do what I've done before, and that's take my tent and go on the road and move every 2 weeks. It has been so nice to be able to stay at a location and not move. So we're still working on that. I would love for somebody to just donate an RV or a trailer. The problem that I've got with the trailer is all I have is this nice car. 230,000 miles, nice car. It won't tow anything. I could install a bumper hitch and tow maybe a pop-up trailer. Well, a pop-up trailer in most parks is considered a tent, because that's really all it is. A collapsible tent on a trailer. And there's no room in it. So if I get a trailer, they're a lot cheaper than RVs, but I need a pick-em-up truck to tow it. So I got to buy 2 things. So if I'm going to get a trailer, I got to buy a pick-em-up truck. I can get a decent 250, Ford 250 for $1,000 to $2,000. But I have no money left to get a trailer. I don't really want to buy on time. If I buy on time, I've got massive insurance and all kinds of stuff. I have to have minimal, but I don't have to have... If you buy something on time, you got to cover everything. So the price is a lot higher. My insurance cost on this car is minimal because I'm only paying public liability and damage, which is the minimum required by law. But if I wreck the car, I'm out of car. They won't fix it. If somebody else wrecks it, their insurance will pay for it. But there's so many people here now that don't have driver's license and they're driving illegally. You think all these millions of people that came here over the border are going to follow the law now that they're here? They didn't follow it to get here. They're not going to follow it here. The park ranger said that his brother, who does a lot of driving, has asked for a handgun that he can carry with him. That's the state that we're in. People are afraid to go out because you don't know where you're going to be and what you're going to run into. There are evil people in this country now. There were before, but they've opened the borders, and a lot of these countries emptied their prisons. We saw that before when they had the problem with our borders in the past with Cuba. Cuba emptied their prisons. We saw what that did. Crime rate went up. The police in this country, especially in the blue cities, are told not to do anything anymore. Just let people do whatever they want to do. And if you noticed on the map that I posted, California, as bad as it is mostly red. But it's being manipulated and controlled by San Francisco and LA. I don't know how to fix that. They impeached their governor, Governor Newsom. They impeached him, kicked him out of office, voted to do that. That should have been an indication of the voting bloc. And when it time to get back in and rerun for election, he was put right back in office. These people are evil. And they're running amok. I would say that the world is pretty much ready for the Antichrist. The harlot's doing the bad work, getting things set up. By the way, Rapture Kitty is with me. He's asleep in my lap. I don't know if I can get it down low enough to see him. There he is. I don't want to wake him. If he sleeps during the ride, it's an easier ride. He's starting to calm down, though. And I got to take him in next week sometime and get the rest of his shots. And I got to see if that's a good time to have him fixed. All your animals will behave better if they're fixed. So unless you're into breeding your animals, get them fixed. If you want new animals, go pick them up at the pound. There's more than enough. And another light. I'm in traffic and we're going to be hitting all the lights. Gives me more time to talk. I leave on time so that I don't have to rush. That's the way to do this. If you're rushing, you didn't leave on time. So, my son wasn't online yesterday. Hopefully I'm going to get him online. And I'm going to take off after I get him online to my storage unit. This is my plan. I'll add to that, Lord willing. My plan is to go to the storage unit and continuing to empty it out. The ranger said I can use the 2 big dumpsters at the park, within reason, of course. So I can throw stuff out that I don't want. I can also donate stuff. Anything that has to do with camping, and I had lots of it because as an ex-scoutmaster I always had extra. I'm donating that to the park, and he's been handing that out to people that need it. So find a place that can use whatever you don't need. You don't need to hoard. Now my mom, I'm just talking in general, we're going to touch a number of subjects. My mom, when we went to her house to take her out of there, my stepdad died a number of years ago, and my mom was by herself, and my sister and I met her there, and we did the funeral thing, then went back and looked and saw that she was having early signs of dementia. So we had to figure out a plan. We got her to put us on the money so that we had access to it. We did that while we were there because we had to be there. And then we decided, where can we take her? And my sister says, well, I'll take her first, because she lived in Hawaii. I'll take her there first, and if she likes it there, she can stay. If not, I'll send her to you. About 2 weeks later, she goes, I can't stand it anymore. She's messing with everything. She wants to rearrange the entire house. Mothers, be careful with your children. They have their own lives. You can be a part if you're invited, but don't insert yourself. So anyhow, we brought my mother out here, but before we did, we realized that she was a hoarder. That was where I was going with the story. I get sidetracked and forget where I was, but she was a hoarder. Every nook and cranny in this apartment on the beach in Santa Monica, every nook and cranny was full of tins of everything. Boxes of greeting cards, boxes of dinner napkins, clothes, everything you can think of. There was multiple copies of it. She was a hoarder. She couldn't hoard anymore because the place was full. And we basically filled up a dumpster, a long green dumpster with her stuff. We gave the piano to the complex. They had a rec center, so we gave them their piano, so we didn't have to move it. And my mom loved to drink. I won't call her a downright drunken alcoholic, but she was a social alcoholic. That's that generation. My dad drank a lot too. That's that generation. They came out of the Depression. They saw the horrors of what a country can be like when there's nothing to eat and you can't find work. I guess the point I'm trying to make is, get ready, country, because we're headed there again. Now, the rapture will save us. But if we've got friends and family that aren't going to get raptured, you got to think about them. That's why I tell you to prep. Prep beyond what you need, because we're not going to need it very long. mean, the price of everything went up in the last 4 years. So if you started prepping before that, you'd have saved a lot of money. I don't know what the Democrats have planned. It's not good. So I'm not going to tell you to stop prepping. Keep prepping. Because your friends and family are going to need it, or maybe your neighbors who are a nice old couple that just don't want to accept Christ. And you want to help them. Again, anything that you leave behind for people, leave tracts with it. If you don't have tracts, you should have, because those are your communication aid. You can hand a tract to somebody and just say, will you please read this for me? And walk off. Some people will read it. Now, you're better off, if you can talk to people, to sit there and read it with them. But some people are just too shy to do that. So at least have a tract to hand out. You can carry them in your wallet, in your purse, in your glove box. Excuse me, I've got something for you. They're not going to run away. And they may throw it away the minute you walk away. And somebody else may pick it up. You don't know. Plant the seeds. So, don't give up. Don't think that we've won and we're going to go back to the way we were. We're still moving in the wrong direction overall. God has things completely in control. We are protected. Now, when I say we're protected from the second death. We're not protected from the first death, guaranteed. We're just protected from the second death. If we die here, we will wake up in heaven. But we're not guaranteed a rose garden down here, as the song goes. Help people as much as you can, because they've got to believe that Christianity is the correct religion. It's really not a religion, it's a way of life. But they've made it a religion. Jesus didn't make it a religion. Try to be like Jesus every day. Like the saying goes, what would Jesus do? Well, yes, he's capable of turning over tables, but he's also capable of healing and loving. And we need to be part of that. I'm going to try to work on Revelation some more. I've done Revelation 12 a number of times, but it's in the Next in Line series, so I'll go ahead and cover it. But we may go beyond it. It's not going to be pleasant until we get to Revelation 21. So we got to go from 12 to 21. Stay on your guard. Continue prepping. And pray every day, multiple times a day. The Bible says pray without ceasing. Well, if you just consider it just mentally talking to God, you can do that. But you should have a formal prayer time too. Until we meet in the clouds. God bless.